This is a short video on the historical figure Malcolm X. It was made by Anthony, Burak, and James. Malcolm X was born on May 19, 1925 in Omaha, Nebraska. His father, Earl Little, was an outspoken Baptist minister and devoted supporter of black nationalists. Earl's civil rights activism prompted many death threats from the white supremacist organization, Black Legion. In 1929, their home in Michigan was burned down. 2 years later, Malcolm's father, Earl, was found dead on the streetcar tracks. The police ruled both of these incidents as accidents, but the Littles were certain that the members of the white supremacist group, Black Legion, were responsible. These events in Malcolm's childhood would go on to shape his opinions in life and later on influence his political career. Many sources say that Malcolm was a great student in class, but that changed after a teacher told him that he would never accomplish his dream of becoming a lawyer, as it was not the job for a black man. After this event, it took a turn for the worst, and Malcolm turned to being a criminal of sorts. In 1946, Malcolm was arrested and convicted on burglary charges. Malcolm was sentenced to 10 years, but was released early by 3 years. Malcolm used his time in prison to further his education. It was during this period of self-enlightenment that Malcolm's brother would visit and enlighten him on his recent conversion to Islam. Malcolm began to study the teaching of Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad. Muhammad taught that white society actively worked to keep African Americans from achieving political, economic, and social success. Among other goals, the Nation of Islam fought for a state of their own. By the time he was paroled in 1952, Malcolm was a devoted follower with the surname X to represent his lost tribal name. Intelligent and articulate, Malcolm was appointed as a minister and national spokesman for the Nation of Islam. Malcolm's charisma, drive, and conviction attracted an astounding number of new members. Malcolm was largely credited with the increasing membership of the Nation of Islam from 500 in 1952 to 30,000 in 1963. Malcolm's faith was dealt a crushing blow at the height of the civil rights movement in 1963. He learned that his mentor and leader, Elijah Muhammad, was secretly having relations with as many as 6 women within the Nation of Islam organization. Since joining the Nation of Islam, Malcolm had strictly adhered to the teachings of Muhammad. Malcolm refused Muhammad's request to cover up the affairs and subsequent children. Malcolm also felt guilty about the masses he led to join the Nation of Islam, which he now felt was a fraudulent organization built on too many lies to ignore. In March 1964, Malcolm terminated his relation with the Nation of Islam, unable to look past Muhammad's deception. After this, Malcolm decided to found his own religious organization, Muslim Mosque Inc. In 1964, Malcolm went on a pilgrimage to Mecca, which proved to be life-altering for him. For the first time, Malcolm shared his thoughts and beliefs with different cultures and found the response to be overwhelmingly positive. When he returned, Malcolm said he had met blonde-haired, blue-eyed men who I could call my brothers. He returned to the U.S. with a new outlook on integration and a new hope for the future. This time, when Malcolm spoke, instead of just preaching to African Americans, he had a message for all races. After Malcolm resigned his position at Nation of Islam and renounced the leadership there, tensions between the Nation of Islam and his current company, Mosque Inc., grew especially volatile. FBI informants working in the Nation of Islam were informed that he had been marked for assassination. After many repeated attempts on Malcolm's life, the ruthless assassins finally succeeded in their attempts. At a speaking engagement in the Manhattan Albadan Ballroom on February 21st, 1965, 3 gunmen rushed Malcolm on stage. They shot him 15 times at close range. The 39-year-old was pronounced dead on arrival at New York's Columbian Presbyterian Hospital. No matter what you think about Malcolm X, you cannot deny that he was a man that did great things. Love him or hate him, he was a very influential figure and is very important to our history. Even though his methods may have been a bit unorthodox in the beginning, and even though he may have hit some bad streaks of luck in his past, he still accomplished many good things in the end. Thank you for watching this video. This has been me, Burak, narrating this video, and also my group mates have been working on this project as well, both Anthony and James.